Al-Hawaji Group annual media ghabga was honored by His Excellency Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa and His Excellency Mr. Nabil bin Yaqub Al Hamar, His Majesty's advisor for media affairs. A large number of ambassadors attended the event as well. His Excellency Dr. Abdullah Abdul Malik Al Sheikh, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the Ambassador of the State of Kuwait, His Excellency Sheikh Hassan bin Mubarak Al Sabah, His Excellency Mr. Justin Sibrel, Ambassador of the United States of America, the United Kingdom's Ambassador His Excellency Simon Martin, and a group of dignitaries.
عائلة الحواج الكريمة عودتنا كل سنة تعمل غبقة رمضانية وتحقق أهداف جميلة وطيبة في تراث البحرين، اللي هو لقاء وتجمع طيب ولقاء ممتع فيه الصفات الجميلة كلها، وفيه لقاء في هذا الشهر الفضيل. الحقيقة احنا يسعدنا دائما ان نشوف هذه المناسبة تتكرر كل سنة، وهم ما هم مقصرين، كل سنة يقدمون شيء جديد يجمع كل محافظات البحرين في هذه المناسبة الطيبة، وهذا يعني يؤكد ارتباطهم بتراثهم البحريني على جمعهم لكل هذه الجموع الحاضرة اليوم، ولهم الشكر والتقدير على على هذا الجهود اللي يبذلونه دائما كل سنة.
The evening started with a welcome speech to Mr. Jawad Al-Hawaj, chairman of Al-Hawaji Group, followed by honoring the artist Ibrahim Habib, director Ahmed Al-Maqla, and artist Muhammad Al-Qaffaz for their great artistic role during the last years.
في البداية أشكر تلفزيون البحرين على هذه الفرصة في الغبقة الرمضانية للإعلاميين اللي نقيمها كل سنة وعلى مدى أكثر من 27 سنة، هاي الغبقة 27. الهدف من هذه أول شيء نبين للناس أن عندنا فنانين، عندنا إعلاميين، عندنا كذا أمام الناس كلها، تكريم هؤلاء الإعلاميين، نشد من يدهم ونحتضن مواهبهم. هذا هو الهدف الأساسي. نقول لهم كل عام وأنتم بخير، ونقول لهم نحن نبين للعالم كله طبيعتنا، بساطتنا، حبنا، التحامنا. كل المسلمين وكل العرب الحقيقة الليلة شفناهم في هذه الأمسية الجميلة في هذه المملكة الغالية، وأنا أخذ هذه المناسبة أرفع إلى قيادتنا الرشيدة أجمل التهاني والتبريكات بمناسبة هذا الشهر الفضيل وقدوم أيضا العيد، عيد الفطر المبارك. وهذه هي البحرين الجميلة.
In a great surprise, the Arab star and the Arab artist Muhammad Abdo was the guest of honor, with a number of dignitaries in addition to hundreds of community stars from the media and artists who glamored the sky of the event.
فعلا أنا اليوم سعيد أن يكون بهالموقع هذا الجميل، والكل فرحان والكل مبتسم. فنأمل من الله العلي القدير أن يديم هذه النعمة علينا، نعمة الأمن والأمان، وأن يطيل ويحفظ حكامنا، حكام الخليج وشعبنا الخليج الحقيقة الوفي الدائم مع حكوماته، وهذا ديدنه وهذا مبدأه.
Al-Hawaji Group also honored the Arab artist Muhammad Abdo among hundreds of journalists, media professionals and artists. The Arab artist also thanked Al-Hawaji Group for their invitation and the warm family spirit by people of Bahrain.
الاجتماع الجميل هذه الليلة في حفل الحواج، وأتمنى إنه ربنا يديم عليه هذا الكرم ويجزيه الله خير، لا سيما بأنه عرفت السيفي اليوم حقه 28، اليوم 28 من الاحتفالات. هذا شيء جميل، الاستمرارية إن شاء الله تبقى ويكرم جميع الذين يستحقون التكريم.
He also expressed his happiness with the presence of the artist in the Arab world. Al-Hawaj congratulated His Excellency Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa for his appreciation and generous attendance. The Bahrain Culture and Antiquities Authority concluded a series of events in the occasion of Gargaon celebration at Studio 244 in Arad Bay. In the presence of Sheikha Hala bint Mohammed Al Khalifa, Director General of Culture and Arts, the Executive Director of the Supreme Council for the Environment, and the Executive Director of the United Nations Environmental Program, Mr. Joyce Masoya, as well as remarkable presence of individuals, families, and those interested in cultural affairs in the Kingdom of Bahrain. On this occasion, Sheikha Hala bint Mohammed Al Khalifa said, in Studio 244, culture continues to activate its tools through the participation of the Bahraini community in its celebration of the Gargaon, a popular occasion that is always associated with joy. Studio 244 is the result of a partnership between the Bahrain Authority for Culture and Antiquities and the Supreme Council for Environment, and through its unique presence, it will attract all segments of society as a cultural destination that offers targeted awareness messages.
طبعا اليوم احنا نحتفل بالقرقاعون وعندنا ضيفة عزيزة علينا اللي هي الأخت جويس الأمين العام بالإنابة للبرنامج الأمم المتحدة للبيئة، وهذه في إطار تعاون المجلس الأعلى للبيئة وهيئة البحرين للثقافة. اليوم عندنا الاستوديو 244 اللي موجود في محمية دوحة عراد، أكبر مجال للتعاون بين وبين الثقافة هو توعية اليوم شبابنا الصغار في احتفالية القرقاعون بأهمية المحافظة على المحميات الطبيعية ومدى جمالها والمحافظة على نظافتها والمحافظة على شلون نحن ممكن نستفيد منها مو بس كمحمية طبيعية ولكن كنوع من أنواع الترفيه خصوصا مع احتفالية القرقاعون.
For his part, Dr. Mohammed bin Mbarak bin Dana said the effectiveness of celebrating the Gargaon in Studio 244 is an opportunity to attract the public to Arad Bay, stressing the importance of enhancing environmental awareness in Bahrain in the new generations. Studio 244 will provide visitors with a common space that provides a new aesthetic destination while protecting the environment, as well as providing activities of the kingdom's rich cultural heritage.
I think it's actually quite innovative. Usually for most environment-focused initiatives, they tend to be isolated from culture and community. What has impressed me about what I have just seen is how a protected area is actually being put to use to promote and to teach about culture, about heritage, including for young children. And I really liked the intragenerational perspective. There are older people, young people, kids, and family, but all around protected area for environment. So it's all about people and planet.
The Dar Shabab Youth Group have performed with a series of songs and folklore which are usually accompanied by the Gargaon. The band took the audience on a journey of heritage by presenting the songs and traditional dances. The traditional Ramadan atmosphere was enhanced with the distribution of sweets to the children and traditional hospitality for guests. The Culture Authority also provided activities for the children such as storytelling and pottery painting workshop. The Studio 244 at Arad Bay was organized as part of the Culture Authority consecutive efforts to revive the cultural heritage and the indigenous heritage of the Kingdom of Bahrain.
What does fasting do to your brain? We have been made to believe that the average human should consume 3 meals a day, plus snacks and drinks. But the truth is that this amount of food is not necessary to maintain a healthy body and mind. Food companies and pharmaceutical industries push for excessive food consumption in order to make an ever-growing profit. The bottom line is that healthy people who exercise and engage in fasting are not profitable enough for these billion-dollar companies. The sad reality is that many people today lack self-control and do not eat out of hunger, but purely for the comfort and enjoyment of food. This has sparked a rise in obesity and many other diseases. The Prophet, peace be upon him, emphasized the habit of eating less as a method of preventing sickness and disease. He said, "Nothing is worse than a person who fills his stomach. It should be enough for the son of Adam to have a few bites to satisfy his hunger. If he wishes more, it should be 1/3 for his food, 1/3 for his liquids, and 1/3 for his breath." Effects of fasting on the brain. Professor Mark Mattson at Johns Hopkins University, chief of the Laboratory of Neuroscience with the National Institute on Aging. He has published a number of papers that can explain how fasting 2 times a week can reduce the chances of developing Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease, which are on the rise. We've known for quite some time that alterations to one's diet impacts brain functionality. Neuroscientists have found that overfed brains are more likely to become impaired. Mattson reports that fasting causes an array of neurochemical alterations in the brain. Abstaining from food boosts cognitive function, decreases inflammation, and helps one cope with stress. Fasting is the equivalent of issuing a challenge to one's brain. The brain responds by modifying stress pathways and consequently reducing the risk for various diseases. A person who fasts empowers his brain to boost its protein production and catalyze the growth of neurons and bonds between neurons. Memory ability and learning aptitude increase in response to fasting as it stimulates the creation of ketones and mitochondria in neurons/nerve cells. Fasting even bolsters the fortitude of synapses. In some instances, fasting helps create new nerve cells from the hippocampus's stem cells. Fasting for DNA repair. Professor Mattson has also found that those who practice fasting are more likely to enjoy enhanced nerve cells that repair DNA. Fasting can protect the immune system, as refraining from food consumption helps stem cells self-renew from a dormant state. Fasting essentially destroys old, compromised immune cells and catalyzes stem cells to form a brand new, perfectly healthy cells. In 2007, a scientific review of studies centered on fasting was printed in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. The review determined that fasting is an effective means of reducing cancer, as well as cardiovascular disease. The article also provided evidence that fasting has the potential to treat diabetes. It is clear that fasting boosts the brain's health and functionality, as well as the integrity of the cells throughout the body. The problem? You'll most likely never hear about any studies performed by the pharmaceutical industries or any food companies regarding the merits of fasting. Their agenda is clear: encourage human beings to overeat and sell them pharmaceuticals to alleviate the negative consequences of such a gluttonous diet. However, you do not have to eat 3 square meals each and every day. You have the power to read about the benefits of fasting and incorporate this knowledge into your everyday life. To conclude, as time goes on, science will continue to uncover information that supports the Muslim way of life. Professor Mark Mattson mentioned some powerful life-changing benefits that come from fasting twice a week. But fasting twice a week is not a new thing for Muslims. The Prophet, peace be upon him, used to fast on Mondays and Thursdays every week outside the month of Ramadan. This sunnah is still practiced by millions of Muslims all over the world who continue to benefit in ways they didn't even know.